Diana Denmark here, rah, rah, rah. Hooray, 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 it is a new week, and you know me, I love Mondays because I always feel like I kind of get a fresh chance at things where we're not worrying about what happened last week, what happened or what didn't happen, but we're just kind of moving on. And I'm here to give you a wee bit of cleaning motivation, decluttering motivation, and I use the Flylady system where we're kind of moving through the zones of the house. But just a wee reminder here, don't skimp on the basics. The basics are having, you know, your simple morning routine, your simple evening routine, the kind of bookends of your day, and also your weekly clean, you know, your 1 hour clean of the high traffic areas of the house. Don't skimp on those, because those are the things that kind of keep us ticking along, keep the house ticking along, stop us from getting that overwhelmed feeling. And then once you're kind of comfy with that, then you can start adding in, you know, the detailed cleaning and decluttering in each area of the house. And as you can see, this week we are moving on to zone 3, which is the bathroom plus one other room. Here's that bath, and behind me you can see the shower and the sink over there, and it's also one other room. If you're new to Flylady system, don't worry about the one other room, just concentrate on the bathroom for now. And on my blog, dianedenmark.com, I've got lists where I have lists of things that I clean in the bathroom, things that I can declutter, areas or things that I can do in the garden for this zone, or for self-care in this zone. So it's all there. But I'm going to give you a few ideas right now of what you can declutter in the bathroom. And then we'll go somewhere else to talk, because it's a bit kind of echoing here. I'll show you what I decluttered last week. So anyway, in the bathroom, we think about the bathroom. What about empty bottles? Have you got shampoo bottles that you've kind of used? A bit of it didn't really like it. Maybe we can turn that into just some kind of cleaning liquid for the toilet. You know, let's use up all those little bits. Toothpaste, tubes, and I've said this before, I'm really like my dad. My dad used to really annoy me when I was a kid by, you know, squeezing out the very last of the toothpaste and cutting off the tubes. I've turned into my dad, because I do that now. What about your medicine supplies, makeup? I keep my makeup in my bedroom, so that's not really relevant for me. But what about your medicine? Have you got expired medicine? Can that go back to the pharmacy? What about hair products, accessories? And I'm going to look through my shampoos, because I've got a new shampoo that I'm using at the moment. You know, I've got a lot of grey coming in. I love my grey hair, my kind of tinsel hair, because I get a lot of comments about my hair. I haven't coloured or highlighted my hair for about 10 years. And I really like the grey that's coming in. It's kind of like silver tinsel. And my hairdresser told me I should be using this one. And this is one of those, I'm feeling like my granny. Remember the kind of blue rinse that your granny would get? So I've got one of these purple shampoos that I'm trying at the moment. And that takes out like the yellowness of the grey and makes it really nice and cold and silvery. Anyway. And what about other things in here? If you've got old towels that are maybe getting a bit raggedy or stained, perhaps you can hand those onto an animal shelter. If I've got things like, you know, like face cloths, which are kind of past their best, what I do is I cut them up and I use them for cleaning rags in here. You've seen before, I keep some cleaning sprays in here and some rags so I can quickly do my swish and swipe in the bathroom, just to keep it looking nice. Anyway, let's move on somewhere else, because I want to show you what I decluttered last week and bring you up to date with that. So let's go somewhere a bit less echoey. Right, I'll show you what I've decluttered since last week. I'll get into the hats in a wee minute. Remember, you don't need to be spending long times decluttering. I do my decluttering on a day-to-day basis. If I'm putting away my load of laundry, and looking at my outfit, I'm right there and then, if I see something that I'm not wearing, I'm not using, I take it out and I put it in my bag for giveaway. I keep a bag in my wardrobe, so it's kind of immediate. And I'll share with you today what I'm decluttering. I have a blouse, which is, I've got it very recently. It was a hand-me-down from a bestie, Vibeke. And it is, you know, nice colours. I use the Dressing Your Truth system to help me have a kind of capsule wardrobe, which is only the colours that make me feel good and the kind of styles and prints that I enjoy. And it's given me a really good idea of what I like, what I don't like. And this one is a type 1 colours, but it's not enough for me. I'm a type 1/4, so I like a kind of bigger contrast, more larger prints, less connected. So I've tried it a couple of times, but it's a nice blouse, but I'm going to pass that on. I've also got one that I've had for years, and it's just too kind of floaty, and I've tried styling it in different ways. It doesn't work, so that is also going. And this was another clothes swap item. I think I got this 2 or 3 years ago at a clothes swap. And while it is nice, and I wore it quite a bit in the beginning, I've realised I don't like the stars on it. There's something about the kind of jaggy stars. Perhaps if you're a type 1/3, you would enjoy it more. But that one is going too, plus a necklace. And again, I had this one, I took this one from a clothes swap, took it back, and then it came back in the clothes swap, and I thought, I'll try again. But I realised now I really like my jewellery on a bit bigger scale, you know, a bit more substantial. Like you can see with this one, the difference between the pink and the pink. So this one is going. And then from another area in the house, you know me, I love to kind of shop my house and move things around instead of buying new stuff. And I keep things fresh, but just by moving, you know, seasonal stuff around or decorative items around. And I was looking for some candle holders. I keep them in the living room, you know, in that big chest of drawers that we got from my dearly departed Danish father-in-law. I've got them all in there. And I had a wee route through them the other day, and I realised that these candle holders, I'm not using them, so those are being passed on. They're a kind of 2-part candle holder. You've got the little kind of china dish, put your tea light on there, and then the wee lid on it. And when it's lit up, you can see it slightly coming through within there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not really enjoying those, so those are going. Those also came from a clothes swap. And I have these kind of decorative acorns that I no longer like. So those are being passed on too. And I always check with the kids, you know, if they want them. And the last thing is, I tell you what, did I mention what I didn't find in zone 2 last week? We were working in zone 2, which is the kitchen. And actually I didn't find any pots and pans or crockery, knives and forks, anything like that, because my son moved into his own apartment a few months back, and we've really decluttered a lot of the surplus stuff there. But I did declutter some food that I had in the freezer. If you're like me, you know, when you cook, you maybe make a double batch of things like, you know, pulled beef, pulled pork. And I have my menu plan, but I realised last week I had some leftovers in the freezer, and I wanted to use those up because we're coming for Christmas. I need the space for stocking up on, you know, I put my butter in the freezer, so when it's time to be baking cookies and that kind of stuff, I've got it there. So I used the pulled beef. You know, you can use the pulled beef to make burritos or make chili. So think about that if you've got stuff in your freezer. And the other thing I did at last week is I've been through all our Christmas boxes, you know, of decorations. And we also have a bag of like Santa hats and Christmas sweaters, you know, holiday sweaters. And I've realised that a lot of the things that we can let them go now. Now, all of these have come from my brother in Scotland, who's just a big kid. He's 5 years older than me, and he's such a big kid. And he would always bring stuff over or send stuff over for the kids, my kids. And all these, we've kept some, but all these ones, there we are, there's a wee laugh for you. There's a Christmas tree. All these ones are going because, I mean, really, how many Santa hats does one need? You know, there are 4 of us in this family, or 3 living here currently. So all these are going, and here's one with an elf with big ears. There we are. And this one with a couple of robins on it. And before you say, oh, you need to keep it because you've got Tweet and Sparky the lovebirds. No, we've got Tweet and Sparky the lovebirds. I do not need a hat with robins on it. So anyway, all of those are going. So just a wee bit of encouragement to you. Just spend 5 or 10 minutes, get yourself set up in advance. You know, have the timer going, some good music in the background, and maybe listen to a podcast or some music, and have bags or boxes ready so that these things can immediately go in the bag, like I have in the wardrobe here. So you're not having to do double work, you know, putting it all in the bed and then having to move it again. So I'm going to let you have, get on with your day. I'll give you a wee pom-pom shake to send you on your merry way. And all I've got left to say is, live long and prosper. May the Danish hoogie be with you, and I shall see you very soon. Okay, bye for now with a rah, rah, rah.